to the Rocklyn stage at the Byrne Performing Arts Center. As we start all events here at CBA, let us remember that we are always in the holy presence of God. Lord, we recognize the unwavering dedication of our teachers who guide this young talent and prepare them for their performances. We honor our friends, families, and most especially our parents, who, through their unconditional love for their child, support each and every child as the beautiful and perfect gift from God that they are. St. John Baptist de La Salle, live Jesus in our hearts. Tonight's concert is truly a culmination of all of the hard work put in by not only our students, but our band director, Mr. Davis. His dedication to the students, this school, is truly a role model for me as a leader, and he is somebody who I look up to in this school. And all of our students here are truly, truly gifted, and it is all because of what he is able to do with them and their gifts and talents that they bring here to CBA. And we thank all of you for sharing them with us. Without further ado, Mr. Davis.
Welcome everyone. So I'm proud to introduce our CBA 24-25 junior high band. And I told them today how proud I am of them. And I asked them to reflect back when we started in the fall. So we're a little bit different than a lot of schools where there's feeder programs, we get what we get, and kind of all over the board at the start of the school year, especially for junior high band. It kind of levels off by senior high band. And hopefully some of you will be able to stay for the senior high portion a little bit later, and especially the jazz ensemble. But I'm very proud of them. So yeah, that was the Winchester March. That was actually the first song when I started here in 1995 that I rehearsed back when there was one band with 32 kids in it, 7 through 12. So that song means a lot to me personally. So our next piece is a little bit of a mellow down. It's a classic folk song called Shenandoah. Some of you, if not most of you, remember it. Okay. Okay. Our next song is a popular song from the Avengers. Maybe some of you are familiar with it. Before we play this, though, I would like to. This past weekend, most of our students, my band students, anyways, participated in the NISMA Solo and Small Ensemble Festival at ESM High School, and we had a lot of students. I had just the band alone, but orchestra and chorus, just the band alone, I had 28 students do this, choose to. So they spend all this time working up the solo and scales and the dreaded sight reading piece, right? If you've done one before, they all hate that because you're not in control. You can't really practice for that. So I would like all of my NISMA participants from last weekend to please stand up and be acknowledged. Yes, stand up. Come on. The poor percussionists are standing the whole time, so they don't get a chance to stand up. So, yeah. So I encourage every year. I encourage students to pursue these type of adventures it is an adventure. Whether it be all county audition or the NISMA, it helps you improve as a musician, just like speaking in front of public, right? As our 8th graders have done this year. You guys can sit down, yep. With their passion and purpose project, right? For me, I would have like dreaded that, getting in front of my peers. I can stand in front of 2,000 of you and not be affected by it, but in front of my peers, that's a big thing. So for them to go through the experience of speaking, or in this case, preparing a solo for somebody they don't know is, quite an accomplishment. So here is the Avengers. We okay up there? This seating is not all that forgiving with things falling down. I understand that. Okay, so one of the reasons I'm proud of this group, I shared with them, is I've never done a program where we've done 5 songs for junior high program. Okay, so we're about to embark on our 4th song. And I learned, you think I learned over my 33 years of education, not to share certain things. I've learned not to share when my birthday is, which was last Sunday. And I learned not to share that when we did the classic piece by Johann Pachelbel, you all know Pachelbel's canon. If you don't know by name, you know it by sound. So, yes, I received a text. I'm waiting. My wife had back surgery. I'm in the recovery room with her and everything. And I received this text from one of my 8th graders, Lily. I shared with them that when I was in school and we did this, we named it, instead of Pachelbel's canon, what do you think it was? Yes. So, there again, I get a cake with burritos and nachos. So I loved it. It actually made me cry. I was so excited. At first, I thought it was her music project that she was turning in early, but no, she was spending her time otherwise. But this is a classic piece by Johann Pachelbel. I'm surprised Taco Bell hasn't incorporated it into their marketing, but maybe they will. And maybe I'll get a piece of that, or maybe Lily will. I love junior high band. Ask my wife. I tell her, I love junior high band. I love junior high band. I love junior high band. But I do because they try so hard and everything. It's great, and they mean so well. And that was a beautiful rendition. I think they did a great job with that song. So on that note, our final piece is a very challenging piece. But before we embark on that adventure, I would like all my 8th graders, please, to stand up and be recognized. So I try to share with them every year through deaf ears how, like, if you do stick around for the senior high, like, there will be tears from my seniors. They've been part of this program since 7th grade, and they're part of this whole process. And I know, and I tell them, right, correct me if I'm wrong, I tell them, it seems like you're like miles and miles and miles away from your senior year, but you're not. And you as parents know that, right? So I'm hoping all these fine young men and women standing will pursue their musical adventures in band in high school band next year, and I'm very proud of their efforts, so thank you. So in addition to my bands, I also teach 8th grade music for half a year, which I love. I always have the opportunity to have other teachers in the music department take over and all that stuff, but I like to get to know every single one of my 8th graders, not just some of them. And one of the things we talk about is a type of composition called a symphonic poem or tone poem, which is basically a song that the composer tries to set a mood through the music, right? And so I know part of the curriculum is the Civil War in Gettysburg. So our final piece for this rendition of the junior high band is a piece that tries to depict the 3rd day of the Battle of Gettysburg, which represents what? What? Pickets charge, they're trying to say, right? Which was a huge. I love junior high band. I love junior high band. I love junior high band. Which was a huge part of the Civil War, right? It was like, it was horrible, but it was a huge part. So this song depicts that that event, the 3rd day of the Battle of Gettysburg. But before we play this, I want to acknowledge, first of all, thank you so much. After this, please join our Parents Club up in the Dining Center for a beautiful reception. Thank you so much for the Parents Club. They are literally here for pretty much every event, right? So thank you so much for that. Is that one of you?
No.
Okay. I was just hoping it wasn't me. So thank you so much for our faculty and staff and administration, Ms. George, especially with the junior high. If you want to hire the junior high band for your wedding for that song, let us know. So thank you to our Dan Byrne Performing Arts tech crew for everything they do for this. The great slides. Right? It takes a village, right? That's so cliche-ish, but how untrue is that? It's very true. So thank you, and thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you most of all for supporting your children. Without your driving to NISMAs and all counties and things like that, concerts like this would not be possible. So thank you. Give everyone a round of applause. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. So thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna clear the theater to make room for our senior high audience. One of the things I miss about having our whole concert the same night is that the junior high students, I told them they were required to stay. I'd love to say that still, but maybe it's not possible. So I encourage, if your child is here and there's seats available, please stay and listen to the senior high portion. It's going to be epic, if I do say so myself. And especially the jazz band, we're even going to be doing Journey's Don't Stop Believing. So, who doesn't love that, right? So, I would say maybe wait till the high school audience comes in and fill in if you're interested in watching that. I mean, this happens twice a year, right? So how bad is that? Twice a year. So if there's seats available, I encourage you to stay and support the high school, because some of your students will be in high school band next year. So why not support that? Okay. So thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed the concert. They did a great job, didn't they? Yeah. I'm so proud of them all. So thank you. I promise we're going to make our way through this, okay? We're getting ready to opening, right? It's who doesn't like the Beatles? I mean, come on. So that was a song. I challenge my groups every year in certain ways, and that was one I added to them in the repertoire in preparation for our concert, like not that long ago. And they've risen to the occasion, I think, right? Do you agree with that? So we're gonna mix it up. This is our senior high band portion. We will recognize my seniors at some point before our last song. Something that's always, tough for me, and for them sometimes too. So it's gonna be a personal night tonight. So the next song is a song that I love. Something I came across. A friend of mine composed it. A piece called "Anthem for Peace." might happen to notice our rotation of percussionists. So I'm a former county president for our county organization, OCMEA, and one came to a concert. They had a student in band remarked, "Do you really have 22 students in your percussion section?" I'm like, yeah, I do. Yep, I do. So it's been a challenge, but I would never deny somebody the opportunity to play if they want to play. Be part of that. So before we go on to our next piece, which is one of our big pieces tonight, we got program fillers and we got big pieces, and we're going to end with a huge piece that I'll talk about in a little bit when we get to it. But I want to acknowledge this past weekend, most of my students participated in the NISMA Festival, and if you're not familiar with NISMA, New York State School Music Association, it's a state organizing committee where students work up a solo or a small ensemble, and they get nervous, but it's a great opportunity to get feedback from someone other than their teacher, because God forbid they listen to me. Every time I take my jazz band to Darien Lake, the adjudicator says, "Oh, do this," and like, yeah, I've been saying that all along, but all of a sudden now that's like when they hear from someone else, like, "Oh yeah, why didn't I think of that?" So I would like all of my students who prepared a NISMA piece, and by the way, it's not easy. Like, I have students, not just me, but band, chorus, and orchestra doing level 6, which is professional level. If you don't know, NISMA's levels 1 through 6. Really, really significant pieces of music, and it's over in 10 minutes. Like, literally, people prepare for a year in a lot of cases, and it's over in 10 minutes. So it's one of those unique situations where it's a lot of work, and the feedback is amazing, but it's over really quick. So any student in the senior high band who prepared a NISMA solo, please stand up, please, and be recognized. So we had no student qualify, so levels 1 through 4 is scored out of 28 points. You can sit down. Yeah, sorry. Out of 28 points, outstanding, excellent, good, fair, try next year. We had nobody that scored any worse than excellent. That's amazing. And then, yeah, right? And then for levels 5 and 6, those are scored out of 100. And we have students scoring in the high 90s, so it's amazing out of 100. And my students know that I always encourage them to broaden, even if, I get it. Maybe 2 of these people, 3 of the people are going to pursue music, maybe, but there's opportunities out there. So I have so many students in the college scene right now who are non-music majors that just like playing. And they're getting like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a year scholarship money, right? So you like playing. So what a great way, to pursue your musical love, hopefully, by improving, right? And so I encourage all of my students, whether they've done it this year or haven't, to consider maybe next year. Okay. So here is from the soundtrack, How to Train Your Dragon. That's not even half of my percussionists. I'm looking at them. But they look good though, right? So every concert, both junior high and senior high, I try to challenge my students, right? Without some kind of challenge, what do? We just stand for the status quo, right? So this next piece is a piece that was performed by our area all-state concert, which, if you're not familiar with it, basically we have all county, we have area all-state, which are like, it consists of like 7 different counties. Um, and the junior high area all-state did this piece, which is pretty significant because they're the best. They're the best in 7 counties, right? So one of our students, Quentin, actually was in that, and he said, "Hey, take a look at this piece." And I'm always open. I don't always listen, but I try to. But I'm always open to ideas, and I just fell in love with this piece. It's a cool piece called "Chasing Sunlight." So I hope you enjoy it. Oh, whoops, sorry, my bad. So before we do that, sorry sound, I would like to, first of all, if you haven't heard, CBA this year has started its first ever Tri-M program, which is the Music National Honor Society. And it's very prestigious, and not every public school, let alone I think we're the only private school that has a Tri-M chapter that we started this year, thanks to our executive board of Aubrey Palabello. Yes, thank you. And then Christian, Eric Lee, and Jaden Sistrunk on the executive committee. It's a big thing, and our focus is going to be moving forward. Even more so is our focus on service and chamber groups, quintets, quartets, trios, whatever, performing out in the community at nursing homes and hospitals and things like that. So I would like all of our Tri-M members that were inducted a few weeks ago to please stand and be recognized, because it's a big thing. And so the seniors were received. They received a cord to wear at graduation, along with their National Honor Society if they accomplished that achievement as well. But it's the certificate, and it's something to strive for. It's like why we do what we do. It's just loving music and sharing our passion of music with the community, internally and externally. So congratulations, all you Tri-M people, and I hope more of you consider in the future. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is always the toughest part for me. My seniors, right? Round of applause for seniors. They paid their dues. And you know what? When they were 7th grade and 8th grade in junior high band, and I'd say, listen, when you are a senior, you're going to be like, man, I'm really going to miss this. And they're like, you know, they know everything back then, right? 7th, 8th grade, they're like, whatever, you're old, right? But I like to think that my seniors every year, and hopefully this year is not any exception. If it is, it's fine. But you understand that. And I hope you understand how much you mean to me. And here we go. All right, so. So I'm gonna have them come up, and I'm not gonna talk about individuals. I'm gonna have them come up, and I'm gonna talk to them as a group, as a collective, okay? So seniors, I'm sorry, so you can tell we're pretty tight up here, right? I wish the stage was about 10 feet wider. We're pretty struggled back there, especially with 21 percussionists. So when I call your name, seniors, please come up, and I'm just doing this alphabetically, so I'm sorry if you're walking over people. And I'm not cool enough like Mrs. Moore to give you a plant to send off to college with you, so just deal with it. Okay, so seniors. So we have Kyle Brochard. Please come forward. Come around. There you go. And then you go to. And his brother Sean, please come up, away from the back. Yes, we're a little cramped, as you can see. So, all right. Then we have Madison Cecilia. Please come up. You can see yeah. So this is like a. It's a test of knowledge. So if you didn't know, today was what was it? What did they officially call it? Acceptance day, like decision day. So and like I had people in tears. I don't think none of my band students, but other seniors in tears because they weren't sure what they wanted to do. It was like, things will work out. It's okay, but today was a big day for seniors too, so other than the concert. So hopefully none of those things affected their performance tonight. After Madison, we have Aubrey Calabello, as I mentioned, for Cheyenne. Then we have Maddie Chrysler. Then we have David Curry. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. Should we go on the floor instead, do you think? Would that be, go down to the floor, yes. It's a small enough, short enough stage that you can jump down if you want. All right, after David, we have Dempsey Horan, way from the back. We got a few way from the back. Why don't you come down this way so that way you can do this, okay? Makes sense. We're winging this. After Dempsey, we have Misha Kavanaugh. All right, next we have Soren Kane. Come on, Soren, a little quick. We're out of time frame. After Soren, let's see, we have Stephanie Kelly. Then we have Logan Clavin. I'm always flirting with falling off the stage or somebody falling off. So after Logan, we have Declan Reed. Next we have Rohan Shinde. Yeah, trying to get around all those instruments. And then finally we have Luke Snyder. Did I miss anybody? That's always my biggest fear, that I forget somebody. Please tell me I didn't, right? Okay. So, what can I say? So, I tell these guys every year that every year is a different version of us. And these 14 seniors really help dictate this year's version of us. And I could not be any more proud of getting to know every single one of these, whether they started in 7th grade or some of them starting in 9th grade or beyond. You know, their accomplishments to me, outside of music, just music too, but outside of music is just like, it's dumbfounding to me. It's so amazing. So I will miss every single one of you. And again, I said earlier, it doesn't matter to me. One of my things for teaching band here, that's okay. So, like, most students will not pursue it, but my goal and objective is to make it enjoyable for those that are part of it in the moment, right? And if you choose to pursue it, and it's great, and we will work with you. But I like to think that all 14 of you have enjoyed your time over these past however many years you've been here. So, and I've really, really enjoyed that time with all of you. So thank you so much. How about a round of applause for our seniors? And I will dearly miss every single one of them, even if you don't think so. Like, if you think you're the one who, like, oh, I don't really take it seriously, right? Yeah, I know who you are. I will miss you. I will miss you without a doubt because every one of you have brought something to our ensemble over the years. So thank you so much, and I feel blessed. All right, thank you.
Okay, so on behalf of all my senior classmates, I'd like to say a few things about Mr. Davis. So I'm Dempsey, and I'm in the back with the 50 percussionists, and so
Is that what we have? 50?
it seems like that. But so after every concert, he hands out the new music, and so I'm in the back, and I get to listen a lot when I'm counting my measures of rest, and I, sometimes I'm like, okay, how is this gonna sound for the concert? I don't know how it's gonna go. So the first week he hands out a couple songs, and I'm like, all right, I think we got this. I hope. And then, a few weeks later, he hands out How to Train Your Dragon, and I'm like, and I look at him, and I'm like, really? and so.
How about 1812?
Yeah, and then a week after that, he hands out 1812, and I'm like, Mr. Davis, really? So, but then all of a sudden, we keep practicing. I'm like, all right, will it get better? And it did. It did. To my surprise, it did. But that's not solely because of us, but it's because of Mr. Davis. He's a man of ambition, and he knows how to make us better people, and by some miracle, we listen, and we get better, and we practice, and because of that, we're able to put on an amazing show like everyone here has done tonight, and how Mr. Davis has done for us tonight. So, on behalf of everyone here, I'd like to thank him for all that he's done for me and for everyone.
I'd just like to add on a little bit to that. So I started here in about 8th grade, did 5 years of band, 4 years of jazz band, and Mr. Davis, I really know that you wanted me to do pit band, and every year you did ask me. There's just that gosh darn swimming, Just gets in the way, I'm sorry. Anyway, one of my favorite memories about...
Billy would be proud.
Yeah, Billy would be very proud. One of my favorite memories about Mr. Davis is not anything that's recent, but it's more in 8th grade. If you haven't been around in 8th grade when we were in COVID lockdown, it was fascinating. So we sat in the Callahan gym. Everybody was 12 feet apart. We'd have the bass section, 2 county lines over there, and then the flute section, another 2 county lines that way. So nobody could hear, it was very hard hearing what people were playing and kind of bringing the whole band together. But Mr. Davis pulled it through, and every day he just came by and made us all together, and I can say from the bottom of my heart, from all these people that are standing right here, that none of these people were not impacted by Mr. Davis. Every single day he brings his dedication, his joy for music, his love, his compassion, and it's just something that a lot of people take for granted, but I'm sure that every single one of these seniors does not. And from the bottom of our hearts, again, we want to say thank you so much for changing us and for helping us grow, not just as musicians, but as students as well. So just give a round of applause. And as a small token of appreciation, the senior class came together and we made an image. Aubrey did make this beautiful image. We all signed it, but Aubrey made it. Admittedly, we were gonna buy it on Amazon, but things didn't follow through, so we made this instead, and objectively it is better than the Amazon version, so.
This is so much more special than Amazon. So.
Thank you to Aubrey, and yeah, it's just absolutely stunning, so.
I love it. So thank you guys. Really. Good. Just hold on to them. Just bring them up to your stand. So Dempsey, I think, just said now comes the hard part. So. No, pretty good. Yeah. So this become a thing over the years where, and I don't trust me, I don't expect anything ever, but I'm so moved every year by what the creativity of the senior class and that stuff. So thank you, all of you. And do you remember when I preached this, if you were here in junior high band, not all of you were, about this moment? Do you remember that? And I always say, you know what, band is a family. And you make your best friends. You will meet your best friends in the band room. And that could be interchanged with chorus room and orchestra room as well. And I sincerely mean that. So, and that goes for directors too. Some of the most inspirational people I've ever met have been students of mine. And that's no different this year. All right? So thank you for everything. Okay, 1812 Overture. You guys know that song? Bad News Bears, right? Bad News Bears had the easy part of it, but this is a challenging piece. And if you've ever listened to, if you've gone to see like the Syracuse Symphony back in the day, or the, they changed their names, it's like third name now. It's, you go to a fireworks show and they play this, and it's very exciting. Like when Tchaikovsky wrote it and performed it, he utilized actual cannons, like literally cannons in it, right? So this is our rendition, and I don't know, would you say, band, this has been the most challenging piece for you since you've been in high school band? Maybe not. Maybe some of you that were around for the Olympic fanfare and theme, right? That was pretty challenging too. But I think this ranks right up there with it, right? So this is the 1812 Overture. Hope you enjoy it. So I'll say one more time, I'm so proud of every single one of these. That was not an easy piece. And there was some pushback for me to cut it from the program, but I'm not that kind of guy. I'm like, okay, so I think it's important. Like, I love How to Train Your Dragon, that's contemporary, but I think we still have to give tribute to like Tchaikovsky and that music, because that's, you know, it's important. It's a part of our history. So I'm so proud of them for that rendition of it. Okay, so I'm going to have the senior high band exit. Please stay. We've got a great 2 pieces for our jazz ensemble. It's going to be epic, including some Journey. So you don't want to miss Journey. Who doesn't love Don't Stop Believing, right? So please stick around. It's going to take about 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes to transition the stage. So please stick around. After the jazz band, please make your way up to the dining center. Our amazing Parents Club has set up a reception. And I would like to, first of all, thank all my colleagues, Mrs. Tamajan, Mrs. Moore, and then in the art department, in the visual arts, you know, Mrs. Petrosi and Miss McGinty. We are the best department in the whole school. We're awesome, and we got each other's backs. Yeah, right. We always look out for each other, and we help each other out. So please, if you haven't had a chance, please look around. I am in awe. Like, I was not an artist, but this artwork out there, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, go and check it out. It's amazing. These guys, not necessarily all these guys, but the students do such a good job. So check that out. Make your way up after the jazz, of course. Don't leave before the jazz. Nobody's allowed to leave, okay? So one more time for the senior high band, please. All right, if you know anything about jazz, you know the song Birdland is a hugely popular jazz piece. So this has kind of become, over the last few years, one of our staples, and I think they enjoy Birdland, so hope you enjoyed it. If you don't know it, hope our rendition of it does justice. If you do know it, hope it does justice. So all the seniors in this group were recognized with the senior high band portion. So, but I would ask them once again, please to stand, just to be recognized one more time. So any senior in jazz ensemble, please stand. You know, Misha referenced the whole COVID thing, and I don't think anybody can put that into perspective. Literally, and actually, people don't know this, but we were really close to abandoning like our band program because where we're gonna perform, where the kids have to be 12 feet apart. And I fought and fought and fought and fought, and yes, it was not ideal. We were in the Callahan gym, literally 12 feet to a person this way and 12 feet to a person this way. Like, we could not fit the whole band. Even when we came back, like our, what was it called, the Stallion and Brothers, right? We could not fit the whole senior high band because we were so spread out. It was an awful time. But these guys, the seniors, were part of that class that endured through it, and I have so much respect. I barely made it through it, but they endured through it, and again, I have so much respect for all of my students, but every year on this night, my seniors. So our final piece, as promised, is what? Oh, okay. You say so. So this is our final number, Don't Stop Believing, and again, please join everybody and students as well for a reception by our amazing Parents Club up in the dining center. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to our administration, Ms. George, Mr. Dubkowski, Mr. Marshall, Mr. Keogh, their support along with the whole faculty, giving up time for lessons and things like that. And thank you again, mostly to you folks. Without your support of these people or those people that went before us, thank you so much for your time and efforts. It's not easy, I get it. I've got a 30 and a 31-year-old, and I went through that. Luckily, I don't have to do that anymore. But I know the demands that are on you, so thank you so much for your support of them. Okay, so have a great night. Drive safely. Enjoy the reception up in the dining center, and here is a little journey. Wasn't that great? Yeah. So this can only be done on the support, because of the support of, like I said earlier, because of all of you, administration and faculty. So thank you so much for all your support, and we look forward to next school year. Thank you so much.